Hey, I'm your host, Alex Gizis, and this, believe it or not, is the 41st episode of Speedify Live, the last episode of 2021. Happy New Year! Woo!
Happy New Year.
Speedify Live. Thank you. Got Christian here. Christian is Speedify's marketing manager. He's been on a bunch of episodes. Most famously we'll get there. He's been on a bunch of episodes. And so anyway, this is Speedify Live, and this is the show where we talk about everything that is live streaming, right? The many aspects and forms of live streaming. We share experiences, interesting stories, we interview experts, and everything about how to make your streams better. So tonight's stream is a special one. We're going to talk about what happened in 2021, our first year of doing Speedify Live, and we're going to go through our 10, I was going to say top 10, but it really isn't. It's 10 of our best and worst moments. So Christian and I will show you clips, and then we'll talk about them. Some of these things are going to be great. Some of these things are going to be terrible. I think a very important thing if you're going to improve your streams is you have to face up to those terrible moments which you're going to have. And, you got to figure out what you're going to do next time to make it not happen. So we are live. We're totally live. If you are watching us right now, you're watching us as it happened. So you can just put comments underneath the box wherever you're watching this video. And we will see them and answer. That's what Christian and I are here for. So, hey, Christian, how you doing?
Hi, Alex. Glad to be on the stream again.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Back, I think. Yeah. So, of course, our stream is totally free. If you like what you're seeing, you can, depending on which you're on, you follow us or subscribe or whatever. We don't charge any money. Just follow us to get the notifications of next time we're on, and you can see some of the great moments that we're going to share clips of here, in real time as they happen. All right. So,
are we jumping into the?
Should we jump
clips directly?
Do you want to?
Sure.
I think we should. What? All right. We got our first comment. Samir Durakovic says, Hi, Samir.
Hey, Samir.
Proof we are live. We are listening. So if you've got questions for us, Samir, just pop them down there. We are happy to answer. So let's roll it. So,
just wanted to add, since we're doing this yearly wrap up, it would be very interesting to know where you guys are from, commenting from. So just drop in your location. Just so we see which people are watching us in the middle of the night or during the mornings or during the day. So it's interesting because, here where I am, for example, it's midnight now. So
right.
Alex is during the day. So.
I'm on the East Coast. It's 5 p.m. here, but it's winter. It's starting to get dark anyway. Also, if there are any favorite moments, if you've been watching for a while and you got stuff you want to share, pop it in there. We've been doing this for a while, so yeah. All right, let's roll it. The 10th, let's call it, most significant clip.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the pilot. I'm here live with Alex. Would you guys like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Alex. I'm co-founder of Connectify, makers of Speedify.
And I'm Kevin. I'm the lead developer for our Speedify application.
And I'm Ryan, multimedia designer for Connectify and manager of the Speedify Instagram.
Cool. So here at Connectify, when we think about Speedify, we're increasingly getting focused on live streamers, right? I mean, we've kind of, Speedify is a VPN and it's a Wi-Fi offloading tool and it's a better streaming tool. But I have to be honest, when we look at people who say, you know, their minds are blown by how awesome Speedify is, they're people live streaming. They're Twitch, their chess games, weddings. I mean, those are the people who say, oh my God, Speedify saved my life. So we really internally here have decided to focus much harder for the next few months to make sure that those are the people who are 100% happy.
Wow, we've come a long way since then, right?
Yeah, we have. I mean, the good news is we were on message, right? I mean, we are about streaming. You know, people who are streaming love Speedify. All that's good, but you know, the audio quality, the awkwardness, the old
that's
office,
what I was going to notice. You know, like it seems to me like this was, you know, at the start. You know, this was, if I'm not mistaken, the very first stream, the very first live stream that we did.
Yeah,
it was
that was stream number one.
It was like when a local TV station launches, you know, and they're nearly set up and, you know, they're trying to provide good content, but, you know, they have a small studio and not so fancy equipment. So, you know, this was us, right? And then we got Cindy and now we're on cable.
That's right. Yeah, so Bonnie Grover's right. Better lights. So through all of those first couple, I mean, it's kind of been going on the whole time. You know, we keep watching and being like, what was the worst thing? And at some point, you know, the worst thing was the audio. So we got me this giant microphone and now I sound better. And next were the lights. So, you know, we got these lights shining down on me. So that looks better. And then, you know, all the stuff with the video stabilizers and the mobile microphones and changing software apps we use. Just chipping away little bit by little bit. I think we, you know, really improved our quality here.
Yep.
All right. So
what were we using back then? You were using your laptop's webcam, correct? Or did you have like
Yeah. I was just using my laptop's webcam, the microphone built into my laptop. Was it
and probably
StreamYard?
I think it was StreamYard.
I don't remember which app we were using. Does anyone know? So Ryan, who is on that stream, is hiding in the background here. And and he says it's StreamYard. He's texting me to avoid me dragging him on and speaking live. So that was StreamYard. StreamYard, just using the camera and microphone built into my laptop. It's okay.
Well, yeah.
You know, it got us started. Some people watched it.
And as you mentioned, the message got to the people.
That's right. The message got to the people. All right. That's about. Let's move on to the next. Number 9.
Bunch of really nice touches, and we're gonna let Alex tell you all about that. Hey, Alex.
Hey.
How are you feeling? First and all,
we're still broken.
Still broken. For anybody who didn't catch our last stream, Alex broke his ankle about, I want to say 15 minutes before the stream started. I think it was a little bit before that.
It was a good hour before.
A good hour before. He was all set up to come in and talk, and there was DEF CON 5 as we tried to figure out what the hell we were going to do with a broken man who was key to our stream. But now he's here, and he seems to be in good shape, and he's here to tell you about Speedify 11. So take it away, Alex.
Yeah, so 11.4 shipped today.
11.4.
Doesn't look very different. Lots of little things to make it work better for streamers. So it's better at detecting Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, Twitch, all of those. It should just spot them better. On iOS in particular, it's much better on crappy Wi-Fi. It's actually watching the signal strength now, which it's been doing on Android for a while. So it can spot bad Wi-Fi, long before you do. Made some tuning on the bypass for Amazon Video. We now recognize Tubi and let you bypass that as well. It's been a popular request. A couple little things in the user interface. There are now notifications on Windows and Linux telling you when it's connected, when it's disconnected. And on Android, I think we might have a picture of this, Ryan. There's in the quick settings tray, see, there's now the Speedify S. And so just like the way you can turn Wi-Fi on and off on your phone, in the exact same spot, the Speedify S shows up, and you can connect and disconnect Speedify just by tapping that. So for anyone on Android, that's a pretty slick little thing. We also now actually run on the Android 12 beta. Anyone who's been messing around with Android 12, Speedify didn't work up until now. We figured it out. So go ahead and feel free to play with it there. And finally, Ryan, the invisible man here who's doing the pictures and stuff, redesigned the my.speedify.com website. This is the web portal where paid customers can go in and manage their account, change plans. If they have a team, they can add users. It's got a chat, so you can chat directly with customer support. What else is in there? Bunch of reporting. It's much, much nicer looking now. And that is old Ryan's work. So thank you, Ryan.
All right, so a bunch of things. One, an hour before that stream, I had in fact fallen down the stairs and broken my leg. It's been a funny problem in my life that, like, I don't know, when I'm in vast amounts of pain, I just like start smiling and act relaxed. So people tend to miss that I actually, have a broken bone, and I'm not kidding.
Well, it's best not to think about it, right? So
yeah. So I had been testing Speedify, right? So one of the great things about Speedify is it runs in the background on your computer, and when one internet connection slows down or stops working, it goes to the other one, moving your video stream over. So there's no interruption. But that's really hard to test, right? Because I'm sitting here at my desk and everything's cool. I'm like plugged into Fios, and my Wi-Fi router is like 8 feet away. And, the internet never really fails on me. Knock on wood, I shouldn't have said that. I do have a tethered cell phone in case it does. So what I was doing is I was streaming just to my private account and going up and down the stairs at the office and trying to watch to see if I was still live. And I missed the bottom step, twisted and cracked my ankle. And,
okay, yeah, because Bana says that it was actually a broken ankle, not a broken leg. God forbid.
Well, I mean, it was the bottom of my fibia, right? It's I mean, whatever you call that, is the bottom of the leg bone, right where it got to the ankle.
And I had one more question. Was Ryan on for just the first stream? Because everybody's mentioning Ryan. Good job, Ryan, and all of that. So, was he ever invited, or was he a guest? I don't believe, right?
I think we've had him on a couple, haven't we?
Yeah, too bad he doesn't want to go online now. I mean,
come on, right there he is.
I knew that by summoning him, he would go.
So I fall down the stairs, and I'm there at the bottom in a 10 out of 10 for pain. I just kind of curl up in a ball until that slows down. I'm okay again. And I realize, my ankle's broken. So, I text Bonnet and I say, my ankle's broken. She doesn't text back in 2 minutes. So I call an Uber, crawl out to the sidewalk, get in the car. The car arrives. I get in it, and she calls me, and she's like, "What are you doing? Did you really break your ankle?" I was like, "Yeah, broke my ankle. Going to the hospital." She says, "Don't go to the hospital. It's like 4 p.m. They'll be crazy. It'll be an hour wait." She said, "There's an orthopedic surgeon, Rothman, whose office is 1 block away from the emergency room. Go straight there, walk into his office, and say, I have a broken leg. and he'll fix you on the spot instead of you having to go through the triage nurses. And it totally worked. I just dragged my leg in up to the front desk and explained that I had broken my leg. And the lady at the front desk was like, if you broke your leg, why aren't you wearing your boot? And I was like, because I just broke my leg. And then they were super nice. They took me in, and they had one of the doctors see me immediately and put me in a boot. And an hour later, I was live streaming. It really went that well. So, yeah.
How long did you wear the boot?
So that's interesting. They told me I would have to wear it for 6 weeks, but at 3.5 weeks, I realized that I had forgotten when my follow-up appointment was. I just written down the day I was supposed to come back, not the time. So called over there, and they were like, well, why don't you just make it right now? We have no appointments for the next hour, strangely enough. And I was like, but it's like 2.5 weeks early. And they're like, we don't care. Come on in. So I came in, they x-rayed it, and they were like, it's fully healed. Which I thought was crazy. But so then I started Googling, and, I found papers from doctors saying, since more than half of broken bones are fully healed within 4 weeks, why do we make everyone wear a cast for 6 weeks? And the answer is that everyone's healed by 6 weeks. They don't have to have discussions with people about whether or not you should wear the cast longer. So they just tell everyone 6 weeks. But apparently most broken bones are healed in 4 weeks. So, all right. SimBest says, we use Speedify in gaming. It's good. Thanks. Yes. We had at one point there were a lot of poker players who showed up. I guess there's cheating in poker. Right, so when you start winning, people try to figure out what your IP address is and then attack your IP address, because if you get knocked offline in the middle of a poker game, then you're considered to have folded.
Uh-huh.
So cheaters try to force other people to fold by attacking their internet connections. And when you're using Speedify, you end up going through our massive servers in our data center, which are capable of handling, huge amounts of traffic. And so, there's an example of gamers just protected by Speedify. The amount of traffic to mess up your internet connection is much, much lower than the amount of traffic you need to mess up Speedify connection.
I've also seen, users use Speedify for certain special rewards in games. Like, for example, in PUBG, some people are using Speedify to get special crates in PUBG in certain territories. So,
region lock stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Not really what we're made for, but apparently it works great. Lots of PUBG players. We know that. All right. So, breaking my ankle. It's throbbing now that we're talking about it, just so you all know.
Actually, the week after that stream, we had me do live tests on the stairs instead. On the stream.
What's the worst that could happen? Lightning never strikes twice in the same place.
Right.
Except, of course, it does, right? All right. Should we go on to clip number 8?
Next, yeah.
This is my live Speedify window right now. So I've got the Ethernet, and that shows up blue, and you see on the graph pretty much everything's going over it. And then there's the Wi-Fi, my last name, and there's the tethered cell phone. So if something terrible happens, like, some crazy man with my Ethernet cable and yanks it out live on the air, am I still here? Of course I am. It just fails over, right? You see on the graph, oh, look, now it's shoving everything onto the Wi-Fi. And I probably can't get this back in without.
That's
it's
awesome.
behind the camera, so it's actually riskier to put it back in now than it is to just continue using the Wi-Fi and cellular. So that's the way we'll do the rest of the show. So that's Speedify in a nutshell there. You'll see down here in the area, it's recognized that I'm doing a live stream, right? It can't tell StreamYard, it says it's Google Chrome because I'm running it in the Chrome browser. and it can see that it successfully saved me from a failover. So,
I love that.
nice. I forgot about it. Julie Riley.
Yeah, Ethernet yanking thing. I used to do it as well when talking to various influencers and whoever we would be talking. And I was actually in order to better demo the fact that we don't skip a beat. Whenever some connection drops out on you and you're using Speedify, I used to wave my hand, right? Because you can see if something would go wrong, it would like stutter or something like that, and it never happened to me. So yay for Speedify.
So I was thinking maybe I should do it right now. So I just pulled up Speedify, and it says my Ethernet is not working, and it has failed me over to Wi-Fi and cellular, mostly Wi-Fi right now. So I don't know why.
Wave your hand if you're doing that.
But so I'm not pulling anything else. I've apparently lost one connection already during this stream, and it's fine. So yeah, so that Speedify demo, I did that actually on a lot of streams. Yeah, that's just great, right? It's a big hit, right? It shows off the value. See if I unplug it and plug it back in. Let's start working. Exactly the sort of thing that Roland and Ryan were warning me not to do. Don't start messing with your setup again. Yeah, I wonder if the cable's pulled to the other end or something. Yeah, all right. Does someone else have multiple internet connections and feel good about yanking one? Should we do this live?
Well, I'm only on Wi-Fi now, but I could potentially.
It isn't. Then don't. Yeah. So Speedify lets you fail over magically, but all right. Yeah, I mean that failover stuff is just amazing, right? It took me a while to be confident enough to just do it on the air, right? Yanking the cable with an audience. What if it didn't work? But if it doesn't work, then I have nothing to sell here, right? I should find another job. I should find another job anyway. And so the answer is yes, it does work, and I can yank it at any time.
It's too bad that Speedify doesn't prevent unwanted cats in the on the stream, because you probably saw that he yanked out my rig here, so I had to put it back. So maybe in the next update.
All right. Thank you, Dark Horse. All right, let's roll on to the next clip. We all know how great Speedify is.
Another question. Have you guys thought of doing any charity or fundraisers during this time?
Sure.
It would be a great place to do that.
Absolutely. So in years past, we've done food drives. So we usually do a food drive for Phil Abundance. And then Sunday, when the characters are coming, actually, it's we're doing a Toys for Tots drive.
Nice.
So, yeah, we try and,
spread the love.
Yeah, spread the love. I was going to say.
A few moments later.
I think we are. Unless we're
What happened there? Is that just on our
posting
server
the
side?
travel and outdoor.
This is what Anya
City
called.
Hall, checking out the Christmas stuff. We're live, so ask us questions.
And this is here until the 24th.
These are from two different streams.
So please come out and see.
Yeah. This is two totally different streams.
Mm-hmm.
So let's put this aside and talk about each
Daily is
one.
outdoors.
Yep.
Yeah, and I don't know why it's stuttering on this side. That isn't even Speedify, right? The video clips are playing on the server. So the first clip was Miracle on South 13th Street. That was the first time we really went out and went live. And we did it with the equipment setup that we're using on all of our IRL streams now. iPhone 12, a DJI Osmo stabilizer. That's why the video looks so good, right? It turns out the difference between like the professional looking video that Apple plays in their commercials, and they're like filmed on an iPhone, and you look at that and say that doesn't look like anything I could film on my iPhone. The difference is having a stabilizer, right? So it stops the camera from shaking, and that's what makes the video look professional, even if you're out and about and moving around. So we bought, an Osmo 3. They're up to, I think, 5 now. For $90. It's not the latest. There's all kinds of nifty features they add. For $90, it holds your camera still. And, just night and day. You saw that video quality when I was out there. And microphones. The other thing is always audio. Audio is actually a bigger deal than video quality. And we have the Rode 2 Go mics, right? So it's 2 wireless mics. Each person clips it onto their jacket or collar, and the other end just plugs into your phone or your laptop, whatever you're using to film. And it's just night and day. Suddenly it sounds good.
Especially outside.
Yeah, especially outside.
Background noise.
Yeah, I mean, inside you can just have some giant microphone like this, but that doesn't really work when you're, going down 13th Street, South Philly. So the second clip, so then we did it again. This time we went to City Hall in Philadelphia, where they build this Christmas village around it. And it's really, really awesome. For those of you who haven't seen Christmas Village in Philly, it's worth a weekend of coming to Philly just to check out all the Christmas stuff. Next year, I guess.
Yeah.
Everything was going great. Same setup, the stabilizer, the camera, blah, blah, blah. And then my daughter called my cell phone. I didn't pick up. She called again. The do not disturb, when someone in your contacts calls twice in a row, it turns off the do not disturb. And one downside of the iPhone, the biggest downside of the iPhone, frankly, is that streaming video just stops the second that app's not on top. When the phone thing pops up to say there's a call, your video stops streaming. Right? You have to get rid of the call before it starts up again. So that's the most dangerous thing about the iPhone. You really have to make sure it's set to not take any calls, don't show any notifications, because if any other app comes up, it'll let audio continue, but the video stops instantly every single time. But the video app isn't on top.
And
yes, the answer is my daughter is fine. For the people in the audience were like, "Is your daughter okay?" She kept calling. Yeah, thanks.
I would also add that battery is also an important aspect when streaming IRL online, right? Because I think what happened in the first clip was due to a battery thing, right?
We didn't turn the batteries down.
Yeah.
Yeah, 44 minutes in, my iPhone ran out of battery on South 13th Street. And the difference between that and City Hall, where we went for an hour and 10 minutes without ever running out of battery, and we just stopped the stream because we had seen everything we wanted to see, was just that at City Hall, I dragged the screen to minimum brightness. So, the screen brightness matters so much. That is so much of, what uses up the battery on your phone, if you're wondering. So anytime you need extra battery life, dim your screen. It makes a huge, huge difference. I also thought the clip with 13th Street was going to show my little friend, the little kid who took over and decided to give me a tour and show me around.
That's further down in the countdown.
Oh no! I ruined it.
Spoiler.
Spoilers. Spoilers. Sorry. Terrible person. Yeah. All right.
So again, guys, we're live. So just ask your questions. Anything you want to ask us. There's 3 of us now, so you can even ask Ryan what a good job he does. How he does it.
Yeah. Please put Ryan on the spot. We love that. All right, let's roll the next clip.
Yep.
Native features of OBS is an automatic scene switcher. So I have 4 cameras that are hooked up to a Magewell quad capture device, which is a PCMCIA card in my computer. So there's 4 cameras, and I don't have a director. It's just me, solo show. So I'm trying to monitor chat, mix music, pick songs, switch cameras. Was a bit more than my brain buffer can handle.
I'm guessing there are some issues with the
So I
playback
use
of
the
the
automatic
clip.
scene switcher, and every 2 minutes it just goes through each source for me, so I don't have to think about it.
So you. All right, Faith in the Glitch.
You using Speedify as well?
Let's stop the video.
So yes, there was the native.
All right, so Faith in the Glitch. He was electro swing and dance music DJ. He was one of my favorite interviews, and he, so he takes his DJ stuff on the road and does these live shows where he uses Speedify to combine multiple cell phones to get his live stream online. So he's playing music for his audience who's there, and he's also streaming it on the internet where all these people are watching him. And I learned a lot from him, like his audio setup, his video setup. For him, he's very PC based, right? He uses OBS on the PC, and he's customized the hell out of it. So he has all kinds of crazy effects, video effects, sound effects that come in as he plays. And he even has a drone, right? He's got one of those DJI drones that if he's outdoors, he programs to circle him, filming him. And then with OBS, he's rotating between 4 cameras, right? He's got like a camera looking down on his turntable, a camera looking at him, a camera looking at the audience dancing, and a camera on the drone, which is circling him, filming. And then since he's so busy doing DJ stuff, he can't touch anything. He's got OBS rotating through cameras, right? Every minute it switches cameras. So, you get this whole sort of produced show feel of multiple cameras switching cameras, even though it's just him, right? Once he's there and he's not touching anything, he's set, various effects to start at certain times and cameras to switch at different times, and he just rolls with it. I learned a lot from Faith in the Glitch. I thought that was a really good one. And anyone into music and live performances and things, it is worth going back and watching that whole thing.
Yep. I mean, all the recordings are on our YouTube channel, so you can always watch them.
Right. So, yeah, a lot of people watch these on Twitch, and that's really cool because it's live and interactive and all of that. But afterwards, they're all uploaded to YouTube. So there's this giant archive of, 40 hours of Speedify Live. So that's a real good one. I definitely would hop on checking out Faith in the Glitch.
I was speaking of Faith in the Glitch. Of course, that was one of my favorite streams as well. And actually, I discovered Electro Swing with the help of this stream. I mean, nowadays, so I used to play. I'm playing with some of my friends. PES 2021. That's Pro Evolution Soccer. Football on a computer. So, and we don't like the commentary necessary, the one that's being repetitive and so on. So nowadays, since I discovered that, they actually suggest, let's put some of that electro swing, because, it gets you in the mood of playing and controlling the players. And, it's actually really cool for gaming as well, if you don't care about what those commentators say.
So I told Faith in the Glitch this story, but I have a nephew who is much, much cooler than me, and he's in his 20s. And, I went over and visited him once, and he was playing this awesome music. And I was like, what is this? And he said, it's electro swing. And so, I left, and then months later he comes by my house and he walks in. Of course, I'm playing Electro Swing because I've been listening to it since he told me about it, and he was just horrified. And I mean, I think he was just done, right, when he realized that old lame people are listening to Electro Swing now. I think he had to go pick a new genre.
Well, everything until he didn't. I hope he didn't give you that "Okay, Boomer" reply, right? No.
I'm not quite a boomer.
I know, but
I'm solidly Gen X. Still makes me old. All right. Yeah. Man, Faith in the Glitch. I have to watch that one again. There was a lot of good stuff in there, and I'm wondering what I'm forgetting. So, all right, let's roll the next one. We're going at a good pace.
Relatively new, but so far it's really, really great. I'm loving it. I love working with dogs and people and helping people train their dogs. There's just so much. It's really rewarding also to see, when your clients are messaging you like, my dog alerted me on their own for the first time. It's just, I don't know. There's just so much passion behind this for me.
That's cool. Ryan. Ryan's in the background, one of our producers who doesn't normally like to go online, but I would like him to join us. And he pop on, Ryan. I know you weren't planning to.
Hello.
Hi.
So Ryan did pop up at one point.
I think you had some questions. You want to jump in here and start asking some of your questions?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, Alex, I wasn't prepared for this. He's having technical difficulties.
I think it just really depends on the situation, but if somebody is harassing you and, trying to get your dog to misbehave in the store, I would actually tell management and have that person leave because that's unacceptable. I don't know.
All right,
Alex?
You guys hear me now?
Yes.
I am going to point fingers. I'm going to tell you what my technical problems were. I installed an app called Chris with a K, which is supposed to clean up your audio so you can't hear noise in the background. It was eating 99% of my GPU, making my computer unusable. I uninstalled it and now I'm fine. Yeah, so all I can say is anything that can go wrong will go wrong when you are live streaming. You need to be prepared for it. That was just a disaster. Crisp, I used it for days. It seemed marvelous. Cleaning up my audio, hiding background noise. And then right when we went live, like I said, it ate 100% my GPU. My computer was unusable. I actually, if you watch that stream, there are long, awkward pauses because I literally couldn't hear her. Right? So I was just waiting until I saw her mouth stop moving, and then I'd ask my next question. Because it was just, my computer's not working. I could not tell what was going on. Her video was updating, one frame every other second, and I wasn't getting audio I could understand. It was just this glitchy noise. So once I got Ryan on, I went around uninstalling apps. I couldn't tell what it was that did it, right? So I started with VirtualBox, right? The thing for running Linux inside Windows. I thought if anything was destroying my computer, it was probably that thing, and it wasn't. And actually, Descript, that great app, best app I found this year, I would say, for turning video into text blogs and podcasts. It pulls the audio out, text to speeches. I thought maybe it was messing me up, so I uninstalled it. And I was just going through uninstalling apps, trying to get back. And the second I removed Crisp, boom, it was fixed. The Crisp people, super nice. They followed up. They wanted to figure out what it was. but I had uninstalled, and that deleted the logs. I mean, I assume the problem at some level has something to do with how many microphones I own and use during a day. Right? Between the AirPods, the built-in mic, the USB mic, and I've got another little USB mic that I had actually been using that morning. I think at some point it was trying to talk to a microphone that wasn't there, and it just lost it. So for me, that was the worst stream. How about you, Ryan? You want to talk about your experience there?
Well, I didn't even have the tab open for Restream when you called me in. I had to quickly shuffle over, but it worked out.
All right,
it wasn't too bad.
Here we're gonna have Restream as guests at some point in the future, so that's good. I got to give them another shot. I'll say this: there are a bunch of other people here at Speedify who use Crisp every single day. In fact, there are people who can't live with it. A couple people bought new MacBook Pros, and there's some kind of terrible design flaw in that laptop. When you're typing on one of the new M1 MacBook Pros, the microphone hears nothing but the keyboard, unless you're running Crisp, and then cleans it up. So I'm not I don't hate it. I see it delivering a lot of value to a lot of people. So maybe I should give it another try. Follow up with those guys. See if I can find the flaw plugging and unplugging microphones.
Maybe they will come with a solution when they come on live for Speedify, right, in 2022. The Chris people.
Actually, it's worth talking about this because what we did after that, we actually wrote internally a 2-page paper about what went live, what went wrong during that stream. Where did we get lucky? Where did we get unlucky? It's fun. You're chatting to the world as far as I can tell. Yeah. Yeah, so we actually wrote a doc. We said, what should we have done differently? What are we going to do differently in the future, right? Do we have to make sure another host is always ready to go, right? I mean, it wasn't like I installed the app a minute before, but, we came up with a whole plan of things to change, and we made some changes in our processes. And I'm a big fan of that, the post-mortem. When things really go wrong, sit down and write up what actually went wrong. What could you have done? What could you do in the future to make it not happen? It's really worth exploring. All right, let's go to the next clip. So obviously when you're doing a lot of streaming and live video calls, you end out eventually having situations where the internet doesn't work right for you, right? We call those Streamergencies. Do you have any
Streamergency? The stressful situation when one's live stream breaks down or cuts out unexpectedly.
Oh my goodness, I love it. I love it. Okay, my Streamergency. This is great. So you mentioned earlier that we were doing this tech conference back in September, and we're in our Ecamm headquarters. Everything is going along swimmingly, and all of a sudden, Cox Cable, aptly named, decided to just not work in the middle of this important event. There's a couple thousand people ready to see what's going on. And normally these things happen. It's a blip. It's a 5 minutes or 10 minutes blip or whatever. No, it was like the whole rest of the day. So I streamed the entire second half of a multi-thousand person conference with an iPhone 12 because Speedify kept it going and didn't know. Because this was so cool, I turned off the notification that says, hey, I love this notification, by the way. It's a little cheeky. Speedify, we saved your bacon 8 times. And every time I say, I'm like, thanks, Ryan. I know it's not his fault, but I just blame him. I blame Ryan for everything. So it came.
It's actually
I had the
possible.
notification.
It actually is possible that Ryan wrote that.
So it was off. I had the notifications hidden because I didn't want to distract while we were doing our thing. So I get back to the hotel and I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. And I wanted to watch the replay of the Raiders and the Ravens. So I go to my phone and I go to pull it up and they were like, oh, you used up all 60 gigs of your data. When? And so I'm looking at, I go to the site, I check out the packets. I streamed the entire second day of the event from my phone. So yeah, I smacked that cap, but no one know anything. As far as anyone knows, the second day of the event went along swimmingly. And so, yes, you can stream a global conference from an iPhone 12 Pro Max. So that's why I bought a 13. But it
Doc Rock. I love that guy.
Yeah,
Honestly,
what a character.
I love everyone I've ever met from Ecamm. Such great people, right? So they make probably the best video editing program for the Mac, and Doc is their professional live streamer. We don't use Ecamm as often as we should because I'm on a PC, but look what I have. So starting next week, we're going to have a Mac Mini in our new studio. So I think there'll be a lot more opportunities to do a lot more with Ecamm. But yeah, Doc, a lot of good advice from him about how to handle emergencies when things go wrong in your stream, about the importance of good lighting. So I upgraded my lighting with some of his advice. Although he wants me to do more, right? He says I need blue lights back there hidden behind things. And I know he's right, but I haven't gotten there yet. But mostly I'm hoping to move to our new studio next week and stop recording from inside my house. All right.
And speaking of Ecamm, we should point out that this year also was our first live streaming conference, correct? You, Alex, you spoke there.
Ecamm, they let me speak at their conference. I think it was pretty good. I used Prezi Video. It's a cool little app they have that lets you superimpose slides like floating next to you while you stream. I thought it worked pretty nicely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I hear we are run short. We're spending too much time talking. Let's see the next clip. Welcome to the 25th and craziest episode of Speedify Live yet. Christian, who you met in one of our previous streams from the Speedify marketing team, is in Transylvania. There he is. Hey, Christian. Behind him, you can see Bron Castle, which famously is what Bram Stoker based Dracula's castle on.
Now this is the real test for Speedify. And for the connections, of course.
Yeah, it's working great. We saw the whole thing. For me, this was a scary part of the video. All right, Christian. This was your stream, man. It was awesome.
Thank you. So apart from just sharing some of the experience over there, I had like two things that I was most scared of, right? So one was that whether we could keep up with the connectivity in this narrow passageway, because there are this is right in the center of the castle, and the castle itself has like 3.5 meters thick walls. And the second one was the battery. Right? So battery and connectivity. For me, these were, my scariest things. But apparently it went well. I used my Samsung S9, so it's an Android phone. And per your point, Alex, earlier that when you get a call on the iPhone and the Larix, the broadcaster app that we're using for RTMP sources to live stream. So on Android, there's a setting in Larix that allows you to keep on live streaming even when the app is not in focus. So that would be one of the differentiators between the iOS and the Android version of this app. But maybe I'm very sure that if Apple permits that with apps, it'll get rolled out in any future updates of Larix. But yeah, that was something, and lesson learned for me. I should disable the notifications because I saw that some of the messages and the meetings that I was supposed to be in, just the sound actually was heard on the live stream. But yeah.
Yeah, so the Larix thing is an important point, right? So on PCs and Mac, there are all these, StreamYards and Restream Studio. We're using Restream Studio right now for this stream. They let you just do it all in your browser, and it's awesome. It's so convenient to not install any software. But they don't work very well at all on mobile. I mean, just the mobile web browser's ability to do WebRTC, you get really poor quality video. You have to find a native app to stream if you're going from mobile phone. So we've been using the Larix Studio, and it's been working really well for us. I know there's also a Streamlabs one, and we've used that before too, and that's pretty good. But you got to use a native app. It says lets you stream video from your web browser. That works on a PC or Mac. Does not work on mobile. But yeah, and so your internet connections, you had the cell phone was on cellular. Yeah, talk to us about that.
Yeah. So I used 2 cellular connections. So I had one, on my Samsung, which was my home network, Vodafone, and I also had another phone, which I actually can show you because it's like a piece of memorabilia for some of you. This is the modern banana phone. Is the Nokia 8110, which was released a couple of years ago, the 4G model, right? So I used another cellular connection and made a Wi-Fi hotspot on this phone, which used as Wi-Fi on my streaming phone. So I had 2 cellular connections, which were great inside the thick castle walls. So there were no issues with that. Both phones were powered just in case, because like I said earlier, I had this I was afraid of the battery thing, especially because it was quite cold during November there. So both were powered by an external battery pack just to be on the safe side. And then the usual selfie stick, which we used, and my 2 friends who helped me broadcast from there, so I can be seen on camera as well.
Yeah. Your friends did a really good job filming. Right? I mean, they had it on a selfie stick, and they were careful, right?
Yep.
I mean, I think if they had some sort of fancy stabilizer rig, that would have been awesome.
Well, being 2 of them, and one of them actually has experience in with movies. She works with different movies on sets, right? So she knows the drill.
All right. Oh wow! So she's all right. That's interesting to know. So all right. Well, she did an amazing job. All right, let's roll the next clip. We're getting close to the end here.
You want to be part of our video?
You saw part? Cool.
Nice. All right, we are famous. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Now you're on the video. So wave. That's the camera right there. All right. Awesome. We're famous on the internet.
So, another thing, sometimes on the weekends we have
Yeah. Well, let's go take another look at this young man's house. And now we got a real tour guide. Nice. All right. We are going back to look at this guy's house. And it has a lot of white lights. It's nice. I like the wreath. Oh, we didn't notice what's going on in the basement window. It's snowing.
It's just yellow, okay?
Nice.
There's a light that shows on the window to make it appear.
I'm glad you brought us back because I think we missed that the first time.
That's very cool.
That is very cool.
And I love your peace sign.
And there's two, 3 and 2. I mean, up there.
Nice. You got a lot of wreaths here. One shaped like a peace sign. All right. Well, thank you for pointing all this out to us. What else? Oh, and snowflakes in the window. You know, we're walking around too fast. It looks like we missed all the good stuff. I'm glad you stopped us.
Yeah, more Miracle on South 13th Street. That whole block is amazing. It's full of amazing people and amazing lights and amazing decorations, and we had so much fun. So that was Ryan on camera, and Scott Ackerman, our creative director, was the tour guide until we got interrupted by the better tour guide. Ryan, any thoughts on Miracle on South 13th Street?
It was a really fun stream, and I think that was my first time trying out the Osmo 3 gimbal, and yeah, that thing's amazing.
Yeah, that thing is amazing. I wonder how much better the new ones are, but you know, $150 instead of $80. I'm so cheap. I'll go for the $80 one, and it's fantastic. All right, yeah, the Dark Horse Project says too cute. That kid is too cute. I assume he's talking about the kid, not Ryan. But never know. All right, I think we have one more clip.
We should have number 1, yeah.
Number 1 from
in today's world, we can't always get together like we used to. Travel seems diminished, so I think it fills an important void that while we can't sit across the table or meet at conferences that we used to go to, we can do it virtually, and I think that's a really important thing now.
Yeah, so the Speedify staff, of course, is scattered across 2 continents, and we haven't been able to get together for 2 years. A whole bunch of people I still have never met. So we've been hosting all these events on Zoom and things like that. And I have to say, there was the one where we had you was far and away the most entertaining. So Doug recommended 6 beers, and we had them shipped to every employee, and then we did a Zoom call with Doug and went through beer by beer, tasting them and discussing what we thought, and he guided the conversation, and it was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed that.
Well, see, I think that's where you've got to be a little bit creative. You've got to kind of jump through the screen, and the only way you can jump through the screen is, I think you've got a Peroni like I do.
I do have a Peroni.
And in a few minutes, I think, or maybe now, we're going to open it, but we can share the exact same beer together, and we can talk about it. And all of a sudden now, we've reached each other at a deeper level.
That's right. Man, Doug Piper, I love that guy.
Yep.
In fact, in 2 weeks, the Speedify Christmas party this year will be a private live stream that we won't be sharing with the audience, where the bunch of us will be drinking beer with Doug Piper. Right? It's 2022. That's the best we can do for a Christmas party, and it turns out it's pretty good. Guy's fantastic. And the various beer cams. Yeah, that clip didn't show off his whole setup, right? The beer cam is amazing.
You should definitely watch that recording. I mean, it's awesome, and this is actually one of my. I was going to, now that we're nearing the end of the stream, right? Even though we're trending in talk shows on Twitch, I just wanted, I would just wanted to maybe do a quick questions and answer with us, just in terms of what our favorite streams were, because for me at least, this was one of them. So the Doug Piper with the beer, and him explaining all the details of his setup. And the other one that I liked most, maybe I'm biased because I'm an engineer by formation, was the one with Nick Garnett, who took us to the history of live reporting from the 80s to today. So that was very, for me at least, very informative.
Oh,
Another
Nick
informative
Garnett.
stream. Yep.
I don't know how Nick Garnett didn't make our top 10. But then again, I don't know which stream I would kick off besides ones where I look bad. Yeah, so the Nick Garnett stream, we should share that one. That one is worth watching just end to end. I mean, it's almost not worth pulling any clips out of it. He goes over the whole history of television and streaming equipment from the 1960s, where everything was all analog, to today when BBC reporters are using Speedify and multiple cellular connections in order to successfully stream their audio and video back. And he's just an amazing guy, super entertaining, and he's been there and he's used every technology. And yeah, man, that was a good one. All right, so in the comments we have, I think we just posted the link. Yeah, Nick Garnett, definitely worth watching end to end.
Yep.
Doug Piper, worth watching end to end. Faith in the Glitch. Yeah. Yeah, we've done some good streams.
Yeah, I mean, as Bana mentioned, all the streams were good, but at least those two, from where I come from, those were my, and of course the one that I helped with in Dracula's Castle.
All right.
Dracula's Castle is one of my favorite ones too.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was the City Hall Christmas Village stream. That one was a lot of fun to film and very scenic.
Yeah. So Call Me V is saying the one with Faith in the Glitch was his favorite, although he expected Faith music. Yeah. No. And all right. So what is happening next year? So a couple things. One, on Monday, we're getting an office again. No more working from home. Scott and Ryan have designed a studio. We figure not everyone's coming in every day, but the office space, having a dedicated space is important, so we can have lights and cameras and this Mac set up. So we're moving back into our office at the very beginning next year, which is next week. And we will be streaming from there. So next Tuesday, same time, 5 p.m., we will take the tour of the new office. We probably won't be set up in the studio, but we'll walk you through it and let you see the whole place. I think we'll use the phone setup, right? Stabilizer. Let you see the new Speedify office. It should be pretty exciting. What else? Thoughts, Ryan? What do you think people should take away from this?
Keep watching Speedify Live. It's going to get better.
It is going to get better. And also do your own streaming, right? Get live and stream. I mean, you saw how bad we started. But, just keep improving. Watch your streams again. It's painful to listen to yourself speak. But, you've got to watch and get better. You just one little improvement every show, and soon you'll be decent. All right. Dark Horse Project is excited. Looking forward to our new office and our new year. Yes, you should start streaming this new year. Just jump into it. You can do some work to prepare, and you're still going to be terrible. And that's just how it works. It takes a couple streams to figure out what you're doing. But it's fun, super educational. You suddenly are going to discover you have to learn a lot more about microphones or lights, or something that you didn't think about is going to turn out to be the important twist. All right.
And if you watch Speedify live, we are sharing every step of the process with you, so you can learn from our mistakes.
And we have many mistakes to learn from, so it's convenient for you. All right. Yeah, good. All right. Good luck, Dark Horse Project. We look forward to watching your streams. So that's it. So, again, if you enjoyed this, if this is interesting content to you, follow us or subscribe or whatever. Everything's free. We just do this for the love of streaming and to a little bit get the word out about how useful Speedify is, and also to find out what needs to change in Speedify. Sometimes people explain to us what's wrong with our product, and we fix it based on what we hear here. So keep on talking at us. We are listening.
And to be more on the marketing side, hit that thumbs up button wherever that may be on the platforms, because it helps get our message further for others, to help others. Yeah, subscribe, follow, whatever you guys can do. Engage with us, comments. We appreciate it. And we thank you for watching us.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Happy New Year, and see you online.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.